Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you. Welcome, welcome. Listen, as you all come on in today, do me a favor and just kind of type in your name. Let me know who is joining me in today's dialogue. I have something I really want to talk to you all about, and I want your input. I want your feedback. So who do I have with me right now while we are giving social media an opportunity to let us know who is on? Go ahead, do me a favor, type in your name. And if you want to type in your city, you can go ahead and do so. So listen, again, happy Sunday. Good evening. My name is LaShonda Lee. I am the CEO and founder of Walk in Favor Life Coaching, as well as the founder of the Living Authentically movement. Hey, Josh. Good to have you on. Listen, we're going to have a good discussion today. So I really want you all's feedback today. Hey, Lisa, all the way from Georgia. How are you today? I hope your Sunday has been well. Who else do we have? I see the numbers that keep going up. Go ahead, type in your name. And I want to give it just a few moments because I really want you all to engage me in this conversation today. All right. So go ahead, come on, type in your name. Hey, Charmaine, all the way right here in Kansas City. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hello, hello, hello. Listen, as you all can see, I put the title in and it says the purpose of life is a life of purpose. And my question is, man, have you found that thing that makes you literally forget time? Have you found that thing that literally makes you forget time? You look up and you say, man, where did the time go? But it wasn't a drain on you. Hey, Mama J. Hey, Marquita. What, Jocelyn, are you sharing tips on how to be a fly as you are? Girl, I just might. I'm gonna just share some tips if you share some tips. We are limitless. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? So I am super excited about it. Excited about my office space right here. She believes that she could, so she did. Limitless. And you all see all my spiritual quotes on the wall. I'm so grateful to my BFF. But listen, let me go ahead and jump in today. As you all know, this past Saturday, I had a very in-depth conversation with almost 40 women. All right, this Saturday. And I just began to really think about the time that we had. And I want to talk to you all about something because we want to continue to dig in that. We want to continue to develop that because at the end of the day, nothing gives a person inner wholeness and peace like a distinct understanding of where they are going. You know, think about, have you ever, and I know you have, but I'm just asking this question for just to build the case. Do you know that feeling of when you're going somewhere for the very first time and you don't have any landmarks to say if you're going in the right direction? There's nothing familiar. And so instead of running fast in that direction, and I want y'all to talk back to me, okay? Instead of running fast in that direction, you find yourself kind of tiptoeing because you don't want to get lost. But the reality is, nothing gives us that inner wholeness and that inner peace like a distinct understanding of where you're going. When we know exactly where we're going, then the purpose of life is really a life of purpose. And so in order, and I want y'all to talk back to me, hey, Wendy girl, in order for us to really get somewhere, we need to define our end goal. The end goal. What's the end game? Like, for example, when we started college, whatever our preferred or desired degree, then we took courses that was in alignment with that field of study. You know, if you wanted to go to school to be a teacher and someone else went to school to be a computer engineer, those were two different paths, right? They were two different paths, but you had to come in wanting to know where you're going. And if you did not quite have a major yet, then they just told you to take some general elective courses. So that way, wherever you choose to go, those credits would count, right? So you got to have an end goal if you're trying to get somewhere. And that is so essential. And so the sooner that you and I can define it, right, the clearer everything else will become. So a life without a purpose is a life without a destination. Can somebody type that in? A life without a purpose is really a life without a destination. Isn't it amazing? Or wouldn't it be sad to live life and then leave this life and never identify what your purpose is? So you really didn't have a destination. Your destination shouldn't just be death. You get what I'm saying? Destination shouldn't be death. And so even though we know we're going in that route, but man, can't we have a good time along the way? Can't we have a purpose? Can't we feel fulfilled? Can't we feel happiness and success? And so finding the right direction in life is an existence problem for most people, because most people they can't pinpoint exactly what their purpose is. Thank you, Josh. A life without a purpose is a life without a destination, right? It's where are you going? Where are you going? And so, I want you to think about this. What do you look forward to in life? I want y'all to type that in. What do you really look forward to in life? Because living without is dangerous. If you don't have anything to look forward to, then that's dangerous. That's dangerous. And let me tell you why. Because you can be easily manipulated by someone else who does have a destination. All of a sudden, you can be a means to somebody else's end. I tell the ladies that I work with often, you be the thermostat in your life. Don't be the thermometer. You be the thermostat. And the reason why I say be the thermostat is because you then dictate the temperature versus you just read the temperature, right? And so when you're the thermometer, you're just reading. You're just reading the temperature. So if somebody come in and they cold, you cold. If somebody come in and they're hot, you're hot. You want to be the thermometer. You want to dictate the temperature that's in the room. It was once said that the mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. And that's why I say, what do you look forward to? Because, to not look forward to something is dangerous. And so finding the right direction in life is something you create. Okay, Wendy says she looked forward to spending time with God. Jocelyn, she said, you be the thermostat in your life. Don't be the thermometer. Absolutely. And so finding the right direction in life is something you create. You create, right? You make the decision to act. You make the decision to try. You make the decision to do something, no matter how small it is. I look at my son right now, y'all, and he's really blowing me away because he made a decision. He's been working and he has saved up quite a bit. He's been working since August. And right now, this young man has almost $12,000 saved, and he hasn't even been working a full year, but he's already made the decision that he want to be an entrepreneur. And so he began to look into different things. Like he was like, I like computer, and so he liked computer. So he started taking courses on how to build stuff. And now he's like, you know what? I like e-commerce. And so he's studying e-commerce and putting the two together. Just a few moments ago, he came down and he was like, Mom, give me your website. And so I gave him my website, and he went and he showed me the analysis, the statistics on my website, how often people visited, how long they stayed, the average time, everything. And then he was like, this is where your most traffic come from. And a lot of my traffic is coming from YouTube, which is interesting. And he was like, like, so if you were going to do ads, you would want to direct your ads to Google because YouTube. And so he's telling me all of this. I said, you do a whole rundown on my website and I ain't paying you. Right? But he's doing all of this because he's identified a direction that he wants to go in. Does that make sense? And so, and he's just 18 right now. So finding the right direction in life is something that you create. Again, you make the decision to act. You make the decision to try. You make the decision to do something, regardless to how small it is. Because guess what? At some point in life, you are going to have to, I am going to have to act, right? We're going to have to stop thinking. We're going to have to stop talking and just take some action, because action renders results, right? Is this making sense, y'all? Is this making sense? And so your purpose in life is to find and do things that make you smile, that make you laugh. And like I said earlier, that can actually make you forget time. You know, even if you're not sure yet, move into exploring and move into experimenting phases of your life and just enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the journey. You know, the Bible says rejoice. And then it says, again, I say rejoice. You know, sometimes we just don't enjoy the journey. You know, have you ever been on a road trip with children and you get started and then all throughout the drive, they like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And then once you get there, they're excited. So guess what? They were happy in the beginning and then they were happy in the ending. But the whole middle piece, it was frustration. It was what word am I looking for, Lord? Give me the word. It was complaining in all of this, all the middle. But the longest period of time is the middle. So you missed out on enjoying the journey because you were complaining, you were murmuring, you were grumbling. And so if you're not quite sure yet, then just start exploring. Just start experimenting. Find out. You know, I know Charmaine, right? Charmaine, and I see Charmaine, she allows her daughter to do her hair. I see you when you post your daughter's, you're like, I let my daughter braid my hair today, or I let my daughter do this today. What you are doing is you are allowing her to experiment to see what makes her smile, what makes her laugh, what makes her forget time. And so you are willing to sacrifice, you know, yourself so that your baby can find out her purpose early and what she would like to do. I see that, right? I see it. And so we forget to do that for ourselves sometimes. You know, we forget to do that for ourselves sometimes. And the reality is, when you begin to do stuff that you enjoy, you can't put time on it. I so love coming and connecting with you all. Preferably face to face, but you know, that's not real because we have people across the United States, and even people, according to my son's finding out, is folks that are in the UK that plug into my website and stuff. But the reality is, you can't put time on it, right? You can't force yourself to find your why tomorrow or next month, maybe not next year, but by all means, search for clarity. Right? Search for clarity. And that's what Saturday was about. You know, in one day, no, you are not going to find your purpose. But you began the process of searching for clarity that will allow you to see your purpose, right? That will allow you to see your purpose. And it will come into fruition. It will, because to be honest, you already have one. Remember, God says, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to give you a hope. Not plans to harm you, plans to prosper you, right? That's what God has already for you. We just have to say, okay, I'm ready for it. Download it, give it to me, seek for it. And so, you know, there was a gentleman who was held in one of those concentration camps, right? And he dealt with a lot of agony and brutality. And he said what literally kept him from giving up his fight was that his life was purposeful. He said he began to find meaning in the struggle. I remember one of my mentors said, LaShonda, in life, you're going to struggle, but you should at least have something to show for it. That's what he said. He said, in life, you are going to struggle. And everyone right now, I know you can agree that you've had your struggles. I've had my struggles. He said, but since we got to struggle, then we might as well have something to show for it. Right? And so he said he began to find meaning in the struggle, and that's what gave him the power to push forward through the pain. And so those who have a why to live, Marquita says she felt that. Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. And equally, I heard this: when the why is strong enough, the how-tos will fall in place. When your reason why is so strong, it just seems like the how-tos begin to fall into place, and it almost seems like it's effortlessly. And so all I'm saying is, once you have defined your aims and what you want, it is easier to deal with doubts, right? Easier not to get distracted from what is important, right? It's easy to keep your focus, and it's easy to keep moving. It's easy to keep moving. Again, once you have defined what you want, what you're aiming for, it's easier to deal with doubts. You can squash doubts like that when you know where you're going. It's easier for you not to get distracted because you focus on what's important. It's easy for you to be laser focused. One of my mentors, and y'all know, you hear me always saying about mentors because I've had so many people pour into me over my lifetime, and I don't forget the lessons. And so he said this, and you'll be surprised that a lot of my mentors were men. They were men. I've had women mentors, of course, but I did a lot in network marketing. And if you know anything about network marketing, the number one thing that they pound in your head is personal development. They used to say stuff to us like this: your income will match your personal development. So you like, my money match my personal development. Let me get to development, right? Personally. And so that's where I heard Jim Rohn say, spend more time working on yourself than you do on your job. He said, if you had 4 hours to chop down a tree, spend 3 hours sharpening your axe, because there's no need to try to chop a tree down with a dull axe. You know, another one of my mentors said, LaShonda, never listen to someone more screwed up than you. Somebody else said, look, if you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. All I'm saying is, when you know where you're going, it's easier to keep moving. And so only sustained movement, and I need y'all to catch this, catch this, catch this, catch this. Only, and you can write this down, only sustained movement in one direction can bring tangible results. For example, every one of us love God. Every one of us love God, right? So as we're on this path to growing in our relationship with God, if we just stay on that path, we know we're going to see some tangible results, don't we? We know without a shadow of a doubt that we are going to see tangible results, don't we? So what we do know is that if we do this, we're not going in one direction. And so you don't see any results. You keep talking about the same talk. You keep praying the same prayer because you're not doing this. And so again, only sustained movement in one direction can bring tangible results. You have permission to change your goal. You have permission to rethink. You have permission to choose another by all means. But once you make the decision, stick with it. That's why you want to explore. Hey, Tony girl, all the way from California. You want to stick with it. And Tony, we have talked about some really good stuff. And so I would really have you go back to the beginning if you haven't caught us at the beginning. It's hard, y'all, to maintain any momentum if your direction lacks definition, right? It is, hey, Deidre, it is hard to maintain any momentum if your direction lacks definition. And so in order to reach big goals, you need time, during which you must continue moving in your chosen direction, not veering off course. Yes, do like we get course correction, but don't be veering off, right? Don't be veering off. And so define your direction as early as possible, okay? Like I'm so grateful that my son is defining his direction at 18. So defining your direction as early as possible is the most important decision, right? That you and I can make. Defining it as soon as possible is the most important decision, because living on purpose means you are living intentionally. Living on purpose means you are living intentionally. And so you all have heard of Napoleon Hill, right? And Napoleon Hill said, he said, there is one quality that we must possess to win, and that is definitiveness of purpose. Right? Definitiveness of purpose. And you can find that in, I think that's the Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich. He said, this is one quality that you must possess if you're looking to win, and that is definitiveness of purpose. The knowledge of what you want and a burning desire to possess it. Is not just being, okay, I know what I want, but do you have a burning desire to possess it? It's like, have you ever been asked, do you want it bad enough? That's what they mean. Do you have a burning desire? Do you want it bad enough? And so, in other words, to get what you want, you have to choose one direction and move towards it, constantly improving over a prolonged period of time. You know, when I first got started doing, speaking in public, hot mess. Hot mess. And as I wanted to continue to grow, I started getting mentors. I started figuring out what to look at to keep myself focused. Now I am getting ready to start expanding my vocabulary. I want to expand my vocabulary. So there is a training system. It's Evelyn Woods. Evelyn Woods, she has one for reading, speed reading, for reading, vocabulary, memory. I have the memory, and I actually have the memory and I have the vocabulary. I just haven't started the vocabulary, but I have it in my possession. And so it's just being able to improve over a prolonged period of time. Think about it. If you get better 1% every single day, then you will actually, by the end of the year, you will become a brand new person. And so maximum speed and output requires a precise framework. Does this make sense, y'all? I see y'all a little quiet, or maybe y'all just really thinking. So people who have made genuine changes in their lives and managed to attain difficult goals are not stronger, they're not more intelligent or fearless than you. The only difference is the decision to act in the direction of their dreams. That's the only difference. That's the only difference, isn't it? But you know what's so funny is sometimes we may think they are stronger. We may think they are more intelligent, right? We may think they are more courageous, but the reality is, no, they're not stronger. They're not more intelligent. They're not more courageous. The only difference is they made a decision to act in the direction of their dreams. They decided that if my dreams is north, there's no need for me to head south. If my dreams, okay, Lisa said, we just really taking it all in. All right, I'm with you, girl. So they're saying that if my direction is east, there's no need for me to go west. That's the only difference. And so a strong sense of purpose fuels your motivation. Remember, ladies, on Saturday, I said, no one, Lawanda said, we just paying attention. Okay, girlfriend. Remember Saturday, I said, no one can motivate you because motivation comes from the inside. It comes from the inside. You got to tap into your own motivation. You got to tap into your own motivation. And so successful people have a definite sense of direction. Think about it. Jeff Bezos have a definite direction where he's going, right? Oprah Winfrey, definite direction. Steph Curry, definite direction. Anybody who has been successful, they had a definite direction on how to get there, right? Michael Jordan. The actresses, I don't know all their names, and you know how you know more names, but all of a sudden now it's just out your head. But you know they had a definite direction. And when they are interviewed, you know, they'll say, I wanted to be this at an early age. You know, take a look at Misty Copeland. You know she had to overcome odds to be where she is today, right? There's never been a person of color that has had such prestige in the area of ballet until Misty Copeland. But look how long she worked towards that. All right. And so successful people just have a definite sense of direction. They have a clear understanding of what success means to them. See, it doesn't matter what success means to somebody else through your lenses. It's really what success means to you. What success means to you. That's what's important. But if you don't know what success means to you, then it's easy for somebody else to put their opinion on what success is. And what if their definition of success is something that isn't even important to you, but now you're trying to go in that direction because somebody else is saying that that's what success is. So now you're not happy, you're not motivated, you're not fulfilled, because to you success is that thing and that doesn't even move you. So you got to know what success means to you. And so everything I can tell you that successful people like Stephen Covey, he came up with a list of successful, the successful people, their habits. So everything that successful people do is consistent with their goals. It's consistent with their goals. And that narrows down what they do and don't do. If it's not consistent with their goals, they don't even entertain it. Because see, think about this. People who experiment with drugs. There are some people who they can just do it and never get addicted. There are some people that do it and get addicted the very first time. Same thing with alcohol. Same thing with anything, right? So people who know what their goals are, they're like, you know what? I'm not going to even get engaged in this because I can't afford to like a habit that isn't taking me towards my goals. And so they look forward and decide where they want to be. Their day-to-day actions help them move closer to their vision. And so that's why your path becomes so much easier, because as soon as you have that definiteness, can I get it out, of purpose and your burning desire, it charts the way you go. And so again, once you find your why, you will be more careful and selective about your daily actions. You will be very selective. And so there's a young lady, her name is Margie Worrell, and she said, knowing your why is an important first step in figuring out how to achieve the goals that excite you and create a life you enjoy living versus just surviving. I don't want to just survive. I promise you, I ain't going to just survive. Animals survive. Do you know that? Animals survive. and we are above animals. And so she went on to say that only when you know your why will you find the courage to take the risk needed to get ahead. You got to be able to take risks, right? She said, only then will you stay motivated when the chips are down, because sometimes the chips do fall down. She said, only then you will move your life into an entirely new, more challenging, and more rewarding trajectory. Knowing your why, right? Knowing your why. And so clarity of purpose challenges you to do better and commit to actions that will get you closer to that one thing that you really want in your life. That one thing that you really want in your life. That one thing. So with clarity, you can pull together resources. With clarity, you can pull together ideas. With clarity, you can pull together people, and you can use your common sense. I can use my common sense, because without those things, there is wasted effort and even chaos, right? Where there is no clarity, there is some wasted effort and there is chaos. Just the bottom line. There's a gentleman who's an executive coach, right? So he trains businesses and it's just on an executive level. And he says, to develop your personal clarity of purpose, which we were talking about Saturday, but we did a deeper dive in it. He said you at least need to do 3 things. And y'all know on Saturday, I gave y'all 6 absolutes. He was like, look, you got to define what success means to you personally. And so remember, y'all, we talked about the self-awareness on Saturday. Yeah, what does success mean to you personally? So becoming self-aware. And then he says, create a vivid mental image of you as a success. It is so interesting how many times people don't even really envision themselves as successful. You may see yourself as barely making it or just getting by, but do you ever really envision yourself successful? Like you see yourself at the top. You see yourself at the top. You see yourself doing big things. You see yourself, whatever it is that you want to do, you see yourself like I'm a trainer, right? But I'm not the only trainer, and I have and when I do my trainings and things like that, there are other trainers. And I always say, I want to be number one. I always say, I want to be the number one trainer in this topic. I want to be the number one trainer in this topic. I want to be the number one trainer in this topic. And so I wanted to be the number one trainer in leadership and management skills, right? And it is so amazing because before Corona, before Corona, I actually found out that I was the number one trainer. I was the number one trainer. And I didn't, and they didn't even tell me. Somebody, the number 2 trainer told me. How about that? The number 2 trainer, she sent me a message. She said, were you aware that you are the number 1 trainer and I'm number 2? And I was like, you can't, I said it to her like, you kidding me? And I didn't mean like I'm really number 1, but it was like, ain't nobody told me. Ain't nobody told me. Thanks for telling me, girl. Thanks for letting me know. She said, you're number 1 and I'm number 2. And we call ourselves sisters. We call ourselves sisters, right? So you gotta imagine yourself successful, right? And this image needs to be very vivid. I'm going to be teaching the women in Elevate Her something that I call thank you, Mama J, mental rehearsal. So y'all ladies who signed up for Elevate Her, get ready, because I'm going to teach you mental rehearsal. And you know what? This just came to me. So let me grab something and write it down real quick so I don't forget that through our journey, I need to teach you all mental rehearsal. That ink pen don't work. Let me write this down. Tell myself mental rehearsal. Let me give y'all a lot of good stuff and Elevate Her. And so mental rehearsal is something I'm going to dig. I'm going to drive y'all on this thing. I'm gonna drive y'all till y'all can't even see nothing else. You won't be able to see nothing else but yourself as successful. If the enemy comes in mentally and try to make you give you an image that you're not going to be successful, you're going to be able to say to the enemy, I'm sorry, I'm going to the top because the bottom is too crowded. You will not be able to see yourself at the bottom. The only reason you will look down is to grab somebody else who's lifting up. That's the only reason you're gonna look down. Do you hear me? I mean, I ain't trying to act like y'all mama, but I'm gonna be your mama in this class, in this course, this 6 months. Okay, I'm gonna push you and drive y'all. And I do know how to be a little forceful when you need it, right? The only time that you are going to look down is when you're looking to see who is raising their hand up so that you can lift them up. Okay? I see Georgia Boy say, I have a question. You can type your question in, but I do want you to know this right up front. I work with women, and I could tell you also that if your question is derogatory, I'm going to just block you and you won't be able to come back through. So just be careful if your question is derogatory. I welcome it if it is uplifting and if it's genuine and it's on topic, not off topic, but on topic. I welcome it. But anything else, I don't, because I have been getting some interesting things on Periscope. So anything else, I will not entertain it. All right, so let's keep moving. So you can ask your question, but I'm just giving you the parameters of what I will and will not accept. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I just see different things on Periscope. Okay, and so yes, the mental rehearsal we're going to deal with, because I want to train you and teach you how to see here, because see, when you can see it here, it will manifest. And so, you know, when God says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence unseen, it may not be seen in the natural yet, but it's shown up seen right here. And it has to be here first, because the Bible tells us that the things that we see now did not always appear. All right. And so then the third thing was clarify. He said, clarify your personal values. Clarify your personal values. Okay. And notice that all of this is about you. And I know as women, we wear the role of spouse, we wear the role of parent, we wear the role of sister, we wear the role of coworker, we wear the role of business owner, we wear the role of ministry leader, we wear the role of friend, we wear the role of confident, we wear the role of so many things. But another role that we wear should be self. I wear the role of self. I wear the role of self. And so we got to clarify our personal values. And so getting clear about what you want is a process of really trial and error. You try something, then you ask yourself, do I like this? Yes, no. Get a journal and start putting down your feelings, your thoughts, your actions and behaviors. And this again is something that I'm going to hone in on this in the Elevate Her. And that's one of the reasons why I am providing you all a digital journal. And the reason why it's digital is because I don't want you to have to get a physical notebook and write. I want you, as your thoughts come, I want you to be able to grab your tablet or grab your mobile phone and just write your thoughts and save it. And if you ever want to print it out, you can email it to yourself, but a digital, it'll allow you to do it quicker. And then sometimes you may want to write things that you like, man, what if somebody see this? What if somebody see this? I don't want anybody to see it. So if you have a digital journal, then you can write on it, and then you can, we all have passwords on our phones these days. And so it's kind of protected, right? And so you want to be able to write and use what you write as a way to pinpoint areas you are consistently exploring, and just really evaluate your results. All right. So, so you just think about, what actions, what thoughts, what beliefs, what behaviors are you attracted to the most? Because the key is to do more of what you enjoy, and bring out the very best in you. And then you will continually clarify what it is that you want to do, be, and have in your life. Like when I first got started, I wanted to work with women. Okay. I wanted to work with women. Then it started getting a little bit nearer. I want to work with women that. And then it started getting a little bit more nearer and a little bit more near. And what was happening as I was going from this broad place to getting more clarity and defining who the ideal woman. What does she look like? What is her concerns? What is her hiccups? What are her pains? What do she want? I began to get clear on that. And so then I only started speaking to that woman. When I would do live, I only spoke to that woman because I knew her, because she was me. So when you hear what I have to say, it's like you self-identify. That's why I say if you try to speak to everybody, you're gonna get nobody. So you start out broad, and then you will as you continue to clarify, it begins to shrink. It begins to shrink, and you get extremely clear. All right, on what it is that you want, and what you want to do, who you want to be, what you want to have in life. And so that's what it's all about. The key is to do more of what you enjoy. Do more of what brings out the very best in you. That's what you want to do. And God said this. He said that wealth, possessions, and honors are gifts from Him for our enjoyment. So don't let nobody convince you that you don't supposed to enjoy life, that you don't supposed to laugh, that you don't supposed to smile. You a Christian, what you doing smiling? That just sound crazy. I smile because I'm a Christian. I got a lot to smile for and about because I am a Christian. Right. And so that's what I wanted to kind of get over to you all today. Did that make sense? Good stuff. I hope it did. It's all about limitless. It's all about limitless. And it's something, because when people know you, everything that you see here, and my living authentically is right here, right? It's right here. But my BFF, she did this whole thing. Like, the only thing I did was buy it. Only thing I did was buy it. She did these. She put this. She took my coaching degree and put it there. She did this. She got the candle with the L, of course. She got this that says love, live, hope, believe. These things, you see that flickering? I got this. It got 8 different things. I mean, all of this stuff she did. There's another wall over here, but she captured me because she knew me. And so it's beautiful, because the way she was able to capture me is because I knew me. I know me. And so the more you know you, the more people, the better other people will know you. And that's why it's so important for you to spend time getting to know you. And so, it's been 43 minutes. And so I know we've been on long, but I want to really, really implore you all, join us in our Elevate Her. We launch on June the 6th. It's virtual. I was like looking at all you women who enrolled yesterday. It was absolutely amazing. And so I want you to come on, join in. We're going to work together for the next 6 months, getting you to a place where you have a definitiveness of purpose, and you have the actions and the blueprint and the layout that is going to help you get to where you want to be, the place that you can enjoy, the place that's going to bring you a smile on your face. That place. That place. Yes, she did an excellent job. And I got to tell you, her husband came and put my desk together too. And she even chose the desk. Let me tell you how something is. She chose one desk, and I was going to purchase it, and then it said it couldn't be delivered. As soon as that happened, I said, Lord, I really would love a desk that I could stand if I wanted to stand. So it has a lower level and it has a higher level, and that's what my laptop is sitting on, the higher level. But I didn't tell my BFF. I didn't tell her that. And all of a sudden, she sent me another desk, and it was exactly what I had just asked for. And I hurried up and purchased it. And I was like, God, that for me, that was God blessing the project. That was God blessing the project, because I hadn't even communicated it out of my mouth, but I knew what I wanted. I was specific in what I wanted. I said, I want a desk that will allow me to stand up. See, I was definite in what I wanted. And because I was definite in what I wanted, God went ahead and made it happen. I didn't even have to tell my BFF. She sent it. So I knew that was the Lord. And I knew then that the whole project was approved by him. I didn't even want to do it unless it was approved by him. Show us the room, please. Okay, if I can, because I'm gonna have to take my webcam off. But this is one direction. This is one. When I do another live, I'll come in the other direction so that you all can see, or I might take pictures and just upload them, okay, so that you can see it. Like for example, I'm looking in one direction here, and now I can turn in this direction, and there's a whole nother background. But if I turn on a diagonal, I capture both. So I have 3 different scenes in one space. Talk about tough, right? Just talk about tough. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Her name is Michelle. And so that's that. And so listen, ladies, if you all really want to get to that place, because I know God has put it in me to help you get there. If you want to get to that place, I invite you to join us in Elevate Her. Today is the ending, like at 11:59 p.m. That's when the early bird special ends. And so if you know that you are ready to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, look, I'm getting ready to take a chance on me. I'm getting ready to invest in me. I'm getting ready to bet on myself, because I want to get you over these next 6 months. We start June, July, August, September, October, November. It'll be December, right? It'll be December. And that means that when you step into January 2020, you're going to be so clear that you're not going to wait to get to 2020 and then get momentum. No, you are going to have momentum. Remember, I talked about earlier in the broadcast, you're going to have momentum moving into 2020. Right? And so in December, what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to do a 2-part. I'm going to do a self-reflection, because I want to make sure that you're in a position where you can glean all the stuff that you need to keep out of 2020. I'm going to help you identify the stuff you need not take into 2021. And then I want to help you identify what you need to learn in 2021 to make it better for you. That's what I'm going to be doing for you. Yes, ma'am, Marquita, y'all in for a treat. And see, this is something that God just gave me. So I'm writing that down. Just like I wrote down the mental rehearsal, let me write down the self-reflection. And so I'm going to do that in December. No, I may do that in November. And then in December, I spend that whole month helping you all with your goals. Establish concrete goals and the game plan to get it. That's what I'm going to do in December. I'm literally writing this down. You see how good God is? He's giving me the layout right now for certain months. What I need to do with y'all in November, what I need to do with y'all in December. and what I need to do with you right away with the mental rehearsal. So I'm excited about this thing. So look, if y'all want to join us in the Elevate Her, it is a 6-month group coaching program specifically for women with a built-in accountability. I'm not going to let you fail. The only way you will fail is if you quit and you go MIA and I can't reach you. then look, I can't do nothing. But as long as you stick and stay, you're going to get your pay. As long as you stick and stay, your pay is going to be purpose. Your pay is going to be clarity. Your pay is going to be happiness. Your pay is going to be joy. Your pay is going to be fulfillment. Your pay is going to be a greater appreciation for yourself. Your pay is going to be that you can look at life from a totally different set of lenses. And when you look at life from a totally different set of lenses, life itself becomes so new and so different. Yes, I am excited. I'm excited. I'm excited, right? I am super excited about this thing. And so I want to make sure that you all can go ahead. And so here it is. If you want to join us, it's normally $97 a month, but the early bird special allows you to take advantage of it for $57 a month. So I'm literally taking off $40 a month for you. But it's the early bird discount and it ends at 11:59 p.m. today. And so I'm excited about that. And then on Tuesday, because I told y'all about this sponsorship, on Tuesday, and I'll get the time, I'm going to be doing the drawing because the first 15 that register, your name is literally going in a container. I'm going to do it on through social media so everyone can see it. Your name is going into a container. And I'm going to pull a name out. And whoever name that is, you are going to be refunded your initial investment of the $57 because our corporate sponsor is going to take care of your full 6-month tuition. The full 6-month tuition, our corporate sponsor is paying for it. And so I'm going to be doing that on Tuesday. All right. It's going to be Tuesday evening because it's going to be Tuesday evening, probably around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that'll be 6 o'clock Pacific in California, because I want to make sure those who in California, they may work and I want them to be a part of the live. And then on the East Coast, it'll be 9 o'clock. So I want to make sure that everyone is on. All right. I want to make sure everyone is on because what I'd like to do, I'm going to give you all the link to get in. So whoever name is pulled, I'm going to ask you to back out and click on that link so that I can bring you on screen with me so we can celebrate you, so we can say congratulations and just you share with us what is it that you're looking forward to obtaining through these next 6 months, because that's one of the things your pre-work is going to be, and I'll send out an email to everyone. Your pre-work is going to be set some intentions. You know, you don't have to know everything that I'm going to be talking about, but I want you to be able to come in with some intentions, right? I want you to be able to come in with some intention. And so, because it's, again, remember, this is personal to you. I'm going to give you stuff, but I still want you to, have your, what you want. And so join us in Elevate Her. This is the newest baby of the Walk in Favor umbrella. So, I'm Walk in Favor, but then within Walk in Favor is Living Authentically. And now we have a baby called Elevate Her. Right. And I'm getting ready to develop the professional development wing of Walk in Favor. That's just going to be my name brand, LaShonda Lee. And that's going to be all about corporate. So you all see that I'm transitioning to not transitioning. I'm incorporating. I'm adding some stuff on LinkedIn. So now I'm going to be doing lives on LinkedIn just with professional development stuff, leadership stuff. And that is because I'm getting ready to develop the professional development side of Walk in Favor. So I need to speak to those people over there. Do you know this? I don't know if you are aware, but they said that, all right, Lisa, they said that the average income of a person on Facebook is like 40,000. The average income of a person on LinkedIn is like 100,000. So those are the business professional. So I want to be able, once this coronavirus and all that, I want to be able to also go get into the company. So it's just so much that is out here. And you can be that clear when you know you have definitiveness of purpose. And when you know, then you will act. You will act, right? So that's where I want to get you to the point where you like, okay, I'm going to start here. And then I'm going to develop this. And then this is going to lead me to that. And then that is going to lead me over here. And then here is going to lead me over there. And then there is going to lead me down there. And I want you to be able to be so clear in your movements, you know. And so it's people right now that they've been trying to get me to do network marketing again and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in doing network marketing anymore, because I'm clear with where I'm moving. So you're able to tell a person no and don't even consider a yes, because it's not in alignment with what you want. And so, hey, if you all are ready, you know, there are a lot of people that are interested, but the reality is this: interested people do what's convenient. Committed people do what it takes. Interested people do what's convenient. Committed people do what it takes. So who am I looking for? I'm looking for the committed people. I'm looking for the people who are saying, success is not gonna come to me by chance. Success is gonna come to me by choice. And I am making the choice today to be successful by doing something for me. So look, if that's you, come on, join us and elevate her. Come on, let's take it another notch. You know, like I said earlier, we got to go beyond thinking about it. We got to go beyond talking about it. We got to get to doing. We got to get to doing, because doing is where we see the results. And even if we do something and the results are not quite what we want, we know how to tweak it because we've done it. We did something and now we know what we need to tweak. So at the end of the day, it boils down to the doing. So are you ready to do? Are you ready to do? A lot of people talk, a lot of people think, but only a few people do. So if you're ready to do, I'm ready to help do it with you. All right, so go to the website, walkinfavorinc.com/elevate her. It'll already have on there what the early bird discount is and how you need to type it in, because it is case sensitive, no space, and get the discount. But it does end at 11:59 p.m. And don't say, "Oh, LaShonda, you know you could have stretched it." No, it's programmed to end at 11:59. So I'm not going to be up talking about, okay, it's 11:59. Let me go ahead and deactivate this. No, it's already programmed to end. So I'm gonna be asleep, but it's already programmed to end at 11:59. So once it's ended, it's ended. So look, if you're gonna do it, get it at a discount. If you want to pay full price, I don't have any problem with that. But I'm offering you a discount. All right. Yeah, Angela, you already in, girl. I saw you, girl. And so that's that. So those of you who just joined us late, if you want to go back to the beginning, because this was really, really, really good. It was a great part B to what we did Saturday. Just a little different twist to it, though. Just a little different twist. And so, look, it is 6:08. Some of you all have to prepare to get up and get your family together early tomorrow so you can get to work, whether you're working from home or you actually going into the office. But I definitely look forward to connecting with you. My goal is to be on in the morning for the Manifestation Monday. So that's 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So, look, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. God bless you. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Okay. All right. Good stuff. I'm looking forward. I see you, Charmaine. She said, all right, I'm joining today as soon as it's in. All right. So I look forward to seeing y'all on the other side. All right. I love y'all. Bye-bye.